So James, what would you suggest we do to attract new groups of people to our interpretation?
I think for me, the key is to find things that you can offer as interpreters that people want to engage with, so that you're offering activities and settings, maybe social settings, that mean something to the people you want to attract. The fact that we're now in a situation in a society that has many different groups, many different subcultures and different approaches and priorities means that we may have to think quite creatively about what that means. I think the old activities that we used to offer as interpreters may not be so relevant to some of those groups, but there will be ways in which we can engage them to find what really moves them, what will help them find an interest in the environment around them. That might mean that we start from something that looks very like a social activity. There's sites in the United Kingdom that have a very large Asian population, and they thought that they didn't use the countryside, but actually they did. But they used it for large family picnics and gatherings, and it was important to them to do that, and it was important they had that setting for those activities. So for me, it's activities like that that would find a way in to those different groups.
And do you think we're capable of attracting every groups?
I think it's dangerous to say you could attract every group. There's an old saying in English, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And I think there may be some groups that, for them, the outdoors and the countryside, it doesn't really mean anything. They may not find importance in it. But I think we can be a lot more flexible about the ways of enjoying nature that we offer and that we invite people to take part in. I think it would be very ambitious to say we can reach every group, but I think that there's a lot of scope for being imaginative about the activities that we offer.
When have you been affected most by an interpreter? When have you sensed really good interpretation?
There's one example that I came across last year when I was visiting California. I went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is a very well-known large aquarium. Wonderfully presented, a place that has a real sense of theatre about life in the oceans, and a very clear mission. They had a mission statement saying our mission is to inspire conservation of the world's oceans. And I thought, all right, this is really, they really know what they're trying to do here, and that word inspire was right up there in their mission statement. They had exhibitions, they had text on the wall, but for me the most effective thing they did was to have a lot of staff and volunteers who were throughout the aquarium prepared to talk to you, prepared to respond to what you were interested in. So I remember one particular tank that we were looking at that had a lot of different seaweeds and shellfish in, and the volunteer on the other side of the tank would very much respond to what you showed an interest in. If you picked up a shiny red seaweed, they'd talk to you about that. They didn't have a prepared script. They were waiting to see what catches your
motivation,
and they were building on that. I thought that was an excellent bit of interpretation.